I guess I'm just not that refined. If I had all the money in the world, I would never buy a paperback again. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Brooke if you're new here, and if you're not new here, you already know me. Today I'm going to be doing the 25 bookish facts about me tag, and this is just such a fun little tag. I thought it was going to be really hard to come up with these 25 things, but I think I have more than 25, so just bear with me. So the first bookish fact about me is that I own 2 signed copies. So one of them is back here. It's this Queen of Shadows over here. And then I have a signed copy of Midnight Sun as well. I'm not gonna touch them right now. I have like moisturizer on my hands and I do not want to touch them. So just trust me. I've recently gotten into collecting special edition books. So I have, you can see back there, A Court of Thorns and Roses. I have a Throne of Glass one, and then I actually have a special edition Harry Potter. That's like the 20th anniversary edition. It's the House edition. And I also have this Hunger Games over there is technically a special edition box set. So yeah, I've just been really into that kind of thing. I also have a special edition technically of A Court of Frost and Starlight. The end papers are artwork, like fan art stuff. It's technically a special edition, but anyways, so that's something that's just I've been kind of delving into lately, and yeah, I just really like it. Number 3, my favorite genres to read are fantasy and romance. If I had to pick one, it would be fantasy, because there's obviously a lot more plot, and usually there's some romance mixed in anyways. So I mean, especially if you're reading the types of fantasy that I read, I mean, yeah, it's just I love it. I can't get enough, if you can't tell by my shelves. Number 4, I was totally the kid who would stay up late past their bedtime reading, like Flashlight Under the Blankets, you know, like totally, not even kidding. It was just something that I just loved. Like, I loved reading so much, and I would always joke that the reason that I have glasses is because I used to read like in the dark. And I know that's not why. Well, it might be why. But anyways, yeah, I was definitely that kid. Number 5, every time I visited Chapters as a kid, that's our bookstore here, Chapters Indigo, I would always say, like, every time we walked into the store, I would be like, Mom, I wish I could just live here. Like, I love, and to this day, I love going into bookstores. The environment, and I still wish I could live there. I would just bring a sleeping bag, whatever, you know? I don't know. I just love it. It's just really, it's such a peaceful and like familiar environment for me. Like, I don't know. It was just like when I was a teenager, and like if my parents were going and doing like shopping or going to the grocery store or whatever, I'd be like, oh yeah, like just drop me off at Chapters. And yeah, it was just, I don't know. I love it. Sarah J. Maas is my favorite author currently. I don't have a lot of favorite authors. There are not a lot of authors that I read all of their stuff, and she's one of them. I've read everything that she's written, so I literally cried when that signed edition came. I'm not gonna lie. Number 7, I don't like classics. I am very sorry, but it doesn't mean that I don't like people who like classics. I find them very difficult to read. I find them very difficult to get into. They just don't flow for me, and I'm just not a fan. And I mean, I'm okay with that. And I'm okay with people who like reading classics. I wish I could, but unfortunately, they're just not my jam. I guess I'm just not that refined. Number 8, I prefer hardcovers over paperbacks. I have a lot of paperbacks on my shelves because paperbacks are cheaper. And here's my thing. I don't want to buy a hardcover of a book that I don't know anything about, because like, what if I don't like it and then I have this hardcover? Like, what's the point? Why did I spend, you know, an extra $15, $20 on it? But yes, I'm a book snob. It's fine. I don't dislike paperback, but I mean, come on. You can't beat a good hardcover. Like, if I had all the money in the world, I would never buy a paperback again. Maybe that's a lie though. I actually kind of like the romance novels in paperback. I don't know, hardcover romance novels just seem weird to me. Number 9, I've recently started collecting bookmarks. So I would show you, but they're kind of all in books. I have one here, just for an example, but I used to just, you know, use whatever to mark my books, but now I actually use bookmarks. So this one is a Shakespeare quote, even though I just said I don't read classics. It says, "Though she be but little, she is fierce." This was actually my yearbook quote, and when I saw this on the shelf in chapters. I just like couldn't not get it. So anyways, very cute. Chapters they don't sell bookmarks online, which is really sad because their stores are closed right now where I live because of reasons. So I haven't been able to buy any new bookmarks for quite a while, even though I've been buying a ton of books. Oh, number 10, this one's very triggering. I will never dog-ear my books. I don't know that I have ever dog-eared a book in my entire life, and it causes me physical pain when I see a dog-eared book. And like when people talk about it like it's no big deal, I'm like, but it is. If I ever lent a person a book and they dog-eared it, I would lose my mind. I don't lend books to people though, so I mean, like, nobody asks. I don't really know any readers, so. Number 11, I annotate my books. So, for example, I don't write in them, but I tab them. I don't have good enough handwriting to write directly in the book. Sometimes I'll write on a sticky note and throw it in there, but mostly I just tab them. I think it's very cool when people write in them, but I can't bring myself to do it. Well, I have another cool bookmark in here if you guys want to see this. It is a Platform 9 3/4 like ticket. Very cool. I enjoy it a lot. Oh, it's like backwards. That's upside down. Okay, whatever. Anyways, it's got this like gold tassel on it. Yeah, I really like these. Number 12, I saw someone on Instagram collected annotated books from their friends, and I want to do it so bad. So they got their friends to annotate the entire Throne of Glass series and then send them the annotated copies. And I think that is just the coolest thing that you could possibly have, is to have a book that someone else has read and annotated and made marks in. Oh my gosh, I just think it is so freaking incredible. So if anyone wants to send me an annotated copy of any of Sarah J. Maas's books, hit me up. Number 13, I can't really do this anymore. I don't really know how I did it as a kid, but I used to walk and read at the same time. So like if we went on a walk somewhere, I would like take a book and I would walk and read at the same time. I remember doing it. Like I can vividly remember doing that, and I do not know how I did that because I can barely walk and chew gum at the same time. I will fall down on completely flat ground. Okay, well I just sneezed 3 times, so I love my life. Okay. Number 14, I love the idea of just like cozying up on the couch and having a coffee and reading a book, but it's so hard for me to do because I get so into the book and I forget about my coffee and then it gets cold. And I don't really like cold coffee. Take this morning, for instance. I had a coffee. I don't know if you can see how much is left. Oh, really? I wish you could see. This morning, I made coffee, started reading Kingdom of Ash, and now my coffee's cold. 15, I like to have some background noise while I read. So I like reading in like coffee shops. I like reading in like libraries and stuff like that, where there's just like a tiny bit of like chatter in the background, but you can't hear any actual conversations. I like having music on when I read. Lately, I've been obsessed with Shawn Mendes, and I've just been listening to that. With fantasy novels, sometimes I'll create a playlist. For ACOTAR, I have like a playlist of songs that I listen to while I read. I love that. 16, my dream is to have an entire room dedicated to books in my future house. So yes, that is called a library. I understand that. I would also like to have a ladder in there. That would be sick. Number 17, I don't think I've ever listened to a full audiobook. So I don't have anything against audiobooks. Personally, I do like to have a physical copy if possible because I just really like, you know, holding it in my hands and having that experience. But I've tried to listen to audiobooks and I find the narrators a lot of the time to be flat and just I can't get interested in it, and it's unfortunate because I really would like to be into audiobooks, but it's very hard for me. And I've heard that Michelle Obama's book is narrated by her, and I think that would be super incredible, but I don't know. I definitely want a hard copy of her book though, so I won't be buying the audiobook. Number 18, I'm convinced that I'm gonna read YA forever, and I'm fine with it. Number 19, I have tried reading the Testing trilogy so many times and I love it so much, but for some reason I can never make it all the way through the 3rd book, and then I forget what happens and I have to reread it again. Which is really funny because part of the plot of this book is that once you graduate from the testing, you forget about it. And I just think it's really funny. Oh, number 20, this is a fun one. I used to be able to read in the car when I was a kid, but now I get violently ill in the car if I was to read. I would probably only be able to read like half a page and I'd be sick. Like, I get sick in the car when I don't read. So, the book that I've read the most is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I've read a few of the Harry Potter books, like 7 times. Like, I would say like the first 4, and then the rest of them I've read like 2 or 3 times. Oh, number 22. When I read Crescent City, I had to take notes because there was just so much going on. There were so many people. There was so much world building. Like, the first bit of the book was just a complete info dump and I had no idea what was going on. So, yeah. Number 23. Sometimes I will get through an entire book and I'll realize that I've been blanking out character names because I don't know how to say them. And then I'll be forced to say them out loud for a video and I like realize that I've never said them and I don't know how to say them. Number 24. I was in a huge reading slump while I was in university and I don't think I finished a book for like 4 years. And number 25, I already mentioned this, unfortunately. I didn't realize it was on my list, but I have a playlist that I made for the A Court of Thorns and Roses series, and I don't want to read it without it because I just love it so much. The songs, they're just so incredible and they're so empowering, and it makes me so happy. It just adds so much to the story. That's it for this tag, 25 bookish facts about me. I hope you enjoyed, and I would love if you would comment down below with a bookish fact about yourself. Tell me whether you agree with me about some of these or you disagree. I would just love to hear your opinions. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!